I am here to show you a short, sweet, hip opening set of poses that I use whenever I get tight in my lower back and in my hips, especially my outer hips, after riding, before riding. This one is amazing, really works the lower part of the body and helps to open up the pelvis. So I'll show you these poses. So first off, I always like to lie onto my tummy, take my legs wide in Sphinx, and just create a little bit of curvature in my lower spine, just to notice how the lower part of my back is feeling and my hips. And I just try and give my hips a bit of a wiggle and just notice how they feel. Then I slide up my left leg to start with, to try and get the inside, the abductors on the inside of the groin as well, and basically help to get that a little bit more open. So we do use the inside of our legs quite a lot when we ride, and it can be quite tight. So if for some reason this doesn't work for you, in the sense that you're not getting much stretch through here, there's two things that you can do. You can pop a block underneath or a bolster underneath, and I'll demo that for you so that you can see. So you can pop it like so to give you a bit more lift. Or if you feel that you're getting enough stretch into this posture, you can always lift up onto either blocks or onto a bolster to lift the front of your body up, giving you more pressure into that lower lumbar. Both are quite good. Everyone's going to be a little bit different, but yeah, we are trying to move our knee up along the floor so that we're getting that nice stretch on that inside of the leg. And I like to have a timer. So some people like to do sort of 20 breaths here. I try to look at putting a timer on for a minute, and I see how I feel, because I'll often repeat this if I've got time, or I'll sit in this for a good 2 minutes to make sure that I'm getting a really nice stretch through. So once I've been in it, so you can always pause if you're following along, I slide this out and I might rest and bring the leg down and just gently let my knees rock from side to side. And obviously I'll repeat this on the other side. So I'll go to the right side and repeat. And then often after I've done that one, to release the lower back, I move into a child's pose. Now, if your knees can't cope with child's pose, you can lie on your back and just draw your knees in to the chest so that you're reducing the pressure in your lower back and there's no pressure on the knees. And then I move into Pigeon Pose, where I bring the left knee forward to the wrist and the foot past the center. Now, a lot of people play with the positioning of the leg depending on how your knee's feeling. You only need to be feeling enough stretch into the buttocks and down this side to get enough. And you can adjust like your upper body a little bit to the left or the right, and sink yourself down. Now, some people will feel a better stretch keeping their hands upright, staying up in the body. They'll get a stretch through the other side leg, so the psoas through there. Or if they lower down onto the forearms, they've got to watch the knee, but they get that nice stretch into the glute and the thigh. So it's really important to kind of work through these two poses and get a nice like stretch. And again, if I have my phone, I'll put a timer on for a minute. So you want to be at least holding this for a minute, if not a little bit longer, to try and get into the deeper fascia and not just the muscles, like you're working on helping to open up the joint as well. So these two, and then obviously you come out, you can stretch the leg either on your knees. I really like to come into your downward dog and just pedal the feet and just get a nice little movement through the hamstrings and the back of the calves. And then I repeat on the other side. So both of those poses are my go-to to help loosen us up, making sure that whole outer hip, the glutes, and even through the front of the thigh really works. The one last pose that I do, and this one can be hard for people who have knee issues. So there's options of lying on your tummy with a strap, but I'll show you that in another posture. We're gonna sit. Now some people will be able to go all the way back and might not be able to go all the way back at all. So we want to feel that nice stretch through the glute and the front of the knee. The foot can be tucked in underneath or out to the side, either one of the two. And you can walk yourself back, and some of you might just stay here and feel that stretch. The worst thing I see most people do is go all the way back and their knee lifts up and they get no stretch and they're not actually getting the same benefit. But you can gently come down and lie on a bolster if that works. You might even have to prop up a few bolsters. Most horse riders I know are really tight through here. So this one is quite difficult, but this is my go-to. Stretches through the front, helps the hip flexors in the front, which often really get tight when we ride. Our psoas contracts as we ride. We get really tight psoas. The psoas is a muscle that connects into T12 all the way down and then into the inside of the femur, the greater trochanter. So you want to be able to loosen that up and not let it lock up. So again, I would do this for a minute and then obviously repeat on the other side. So you just have to work, and I come up and I roll away, let the leg come out, and I just gently rock the legs from side to side. You could add your forward fold in here if you want, or you can just allow yourself to walk around, whatever rebound feels right for you. But yeah, they're my three go-to poses to help keep you really open through your hips on a daily basis. They don't take more than 10 minutes, super easy to do, add into your repertoire for the day. And if you can, try and use a timer, add a minute so that you know, because often you'll be like, yep, I've done a minute, I'm sure I have done a minute. And sometimes a minute's not long enough either. So if you've done a minute and you feel like you need more, let yourself sit in it for a bit longer. You can go up to like 4 or 5 minutes if it feels right for you. Thank you so much for joining me. Like and subscribe if you like these. I'll be adding more videos as I get time. And thank you.